This is a video on how to make your own face mask. You can make this nice gathered corded kind, but if you want something simpler, a bandana is perfectly fine. Now, making a bandana is simple. You take an old shirt, you cut a 19-inch square out of the back of it, fold it over, and you got a bandana. To make it slightly neater, you can fold it over a couple times and secure it by tying it. And there you go. Now, if you'd like something a little bit more elegant to make your own face mask kind of thing, we've got something that looks like this. And this isn't that hard to make. You start with a swatch of material. The important part is the width. It needs to fit over the face, on the narrow end. And then the long end we'll deal with to make the mask. First thing you do is you sew along the edge here and here, leaving it one edge open so that you can turn it inside out. I have my 19 by 8 swatch of material folded over in half, right edges together, and I'm going to leave about an inch opening at this end and start stitching up the side along to the other side. And when I get to this end, I'm going to also leave about an inch open. Okay, so I'm at about an inch short of the edge here, and we'll knot it off. This will leave a space for the ties to come into the mask. So we'll give it a good couple stitches to hold it in place. And there we go for that side. And then I'm going to do the same stitching along the other side of the mask. Great. Okay, so I've stitched up both long sides with an inch thumb width open on each side. Now to turn it right side out. And we'll fold the open side in and then do a top stitch along here, again inch thumb width opening on each side. Okay, now we're ready to make the ties. And you can make these out of anything that seems to work, like shoelaces would work, material ribbon would work, cord. I choose to tear up Larry's t-shirts because they're handiest and I want to get rid of them because they're dirty. So what I'm going to do is cut this hem off the shirt. It's so important to have really good scissors. tearing works as well. Okay, now this would make a cord as is, but why don't we get fancy with it? And we'll turn it inside out. So to turn it inside out, you can put a safety pin on one side, pinned to one side, and then push it in through the opening. Okay, so took some doing, got the safety pin in, and then just start pushing it through the hem thing and pull it off the other end and push some more and pull some more and push. Okay, so after about 10 minutes of pulling and pushing and cursing, the safety pin emerges from the other end of the hemline. By the way, this is an extra large t-shirt, and it seems to produce just the right amount of cord that is needed for the mask. And I'll jam up. Okay, so we've made the cord. Now, of course, you wouldn't have to bother with this if you used a shoelace or a piece of ribbon, but I don't know, it's nice and soft and stretchy, and it seems to work well. So now we put the cord in the mask, and we put it in opening. We're going to go along the long end, and we put it in the opening at the top, leaving the pin on so you can sort of feel its way. Okay, and our Valiant safety pin emerges again, and so we want to make the same length of cord for the other side as well. So we cut it in half. Okay, now this is on one side, and what we're going to do is gather this up so that it's pleated, and then stitch. We'll stitch it down at each end, but first we'll put the cord along the other side. Okay, and our trusty safety pin has made it through another long journey through side 2, and we're set to finish the mask. And what we do, make sure these are equal length, and then gather side 1. And make a little holding stitch through the mask material and the cord, 2 or 3 little holding stitches, so the cord will stay. Okay, so I've put in holding stitches in each of the 4 corners to hold the ties in place, and then also to keep the gathering in place too. And then this is what you got. You got a mask. So here's the mask, and it is going to protect others from your coughs. It's not going to protect you from them, so be sure to keep your 6 feet distance. And also you need they say you should wash them every time you use them because they do get very damp and disgusting if you don't. So it might be good to have a couple masks on hand so you have one to use and one to wash. Thanks. How bad is my hearing aid showing?